Hi everyone, welcome to week 2 of your level 3 online course. I hope by now you've had a chance to run through the specification, become very acquainted with the systematic approach to tasting, and have caught up with your readings, quizzes, etc., etc. Just a few announcements here to introduce myself. My name is Julie. I will be your guide on this lovely 9-week tour that you have through all things wine. And to start with, all of these announcements, this is going to be where I put or submit videos to sort of show you pointers on things. When there's general feedback on what I'm seeing in the quizzes and assignments, I'll report back in the announcements. I'll kind of check in with you guys from time to time. So this announcements tab is where you'll find me. And other than that, everything you need to know as far as what you are assigned to do is in the modules section, which should be on this lovely tab right here. So within the modules, you see the learning objectives. That has the actual objectives as well as the required readings, and then beneath that you'll have the assignments, quizzes, and all the things that I will be marking and providing feedback on. So follow along on that. There's amazing videos there as well that are very insightful and helpful along your journey through this. And then other than that, I just wanted to take a minute to describe to you the difference between level 3 and level 2 for those of you who are coming from level 2. So whereas with level 2, it was very much based on the what. So this is what region, what grape variety, what style, etc., etc. Level 3, we now come to the why. So it's not just a matter of memorizing what is done and grown in what parts of the world, but why these decisions are made. So when it comes to slope and aspect and rain and soil types and varieties and late harvesting versus early harvesting, how that affects wines in Bordeaux. So all of these sort of interlinking things that are explaining why things are the way they are and why winemakers make the decisions they do. Level 3 is all that. But most importantly, to note about level 3 is that these chapters that you're going through now, so the natural and human factors in the vineyard, in the winery, all the winemaking decisions, all of that, these are very, very crucial. So it's not an easy start per se. It kind of dives right into that. So the reason why this is so important is that those same concepts, so white winemaking, rosé winemaking, the types of rosé winemaking, red winemaking, different times that you would press, your fruit, different times you would do all of the things. That is all part of the curriculum throughout the rest of the book, but it will no longer be mentioned. So all the information that you're gathering now, that needs to be learned and obtained now so that you can incorporate that into the other chapters. So once you start going into red wines of Bordeaux, red and white wines of Burgundy, wines of Germany, you should already have this knowledge base, because all of this information will not be repeated later in the book. But on the exam, you could very well have short answer questions that will ask you about this winemaking technique as it pertains to said region. So everything from the moment you open this book all the way to the end, it's a buildup of concepts on top of each other. So it's not a flashcard of facts that you just need to sort of memorize. It needs to be conceptualized and then integrated with your new knowledge that you're learning about the different regions. So I think that's what's most important for you in these early weeks. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I will continue to mark and offer feedback on your quizzes. And also next week, I will post a video on how to really understand the way that the tasting portion of the exam is marked. So I'll kind of go through the point system and how you can get to what we would consider a passing score, because I've been looking at a few of the tasting notes, and so you guys are great tasters and have great palates and things like that. It's just a matter of dialing all of that into what you need on the exam, because on the exam you don't need to be an expert taster, but you do need to know how to taste according to the system that you will be examined on. So keep your eye out for that. Other than that, I hope everything's going well with your studies so far. Let me know if you're having any issues with the online classroom, and cheers and happy studies.